press any key, so I pressed escape. Okay, no. Enter is the only key that even works. Just press any key. I have no idea which one's harder. Or weak. Okay, yeah, I don't really care about that. I just don't know which one's harder.
Three, two, one, fight!
I've never literally played this before. I only played this because like you guys are commenting it on the video. Yeah, we already know we did it.
Three, two, one, fight!
You know, I'll just make this a little bit. Stop. Stop.
Three, two, one, fight! Twist.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, fight! Three, fight! 3, 2, 1. Three, two, one.
Whoa, clumsy munch? What gives?
Claire, do you know who you're talking to? Sorry.
3, 2, 1.
Hello? You okay?
Oh, sorry, fellas. Got a little lost in my head there. I'm used to these streets being empty, see? Really? You don't have any neighbors? Where's your duck friend? They're gone now. All gone. Or maybe they were never here. Can't say I blame them.
3, 2, 1.
Parts. There's definitely something wrong with this guy, and this place is creeping me out. Let's leave, girlfriend.
What's so funny?
You said leave. The only way you leave this place is if he takes you below. Who's he? And below what? I've already said too much. Gotta keep moving. Can't stay still for too long. That's it. Tell us what's really going on here. What happened to everyone else? Why can't we leave? Awful brave of you, asking those questions out loud. Talk or I'll make you talk.
Easy, player. We don't know what kind of powers Mr. Mouse has in this realm. Do we really want a repeat of Sonic?
Sonic was a fluke. I can take this mouse dude, no problem. Girlfriend, drop a beat.
If you say so.
Okay, now fess up. What's really going on here?
I think there's something wrong with Mr. Mouse.
Oh, sorry, friends. What's going on here? Okay, now fess up. What's really going on here?
I think there's something wrong with Mr. Mouse.
Oh, sorry, friends. Had a little fainting spell there. Look, I take it back. I don't even want to know what your deal is. Just show us the exit. Like I said, no can do. If you're the only one here, aren't you, like, in charge? I think I was, but it's so hard to remember. Ever since he moved in, it's all been a blur. Who is he? Who are you even talking about? If you stay still for another few seconds, we'll all find out. Fine, I'm not scared.
Player, maybe we should be.
Listen to your sweetheart, player.
Let's get out of here.
I'm done running. Come on out, whoever you are. Keep going. Much longer.
You have to, player. Touching that shadow seems like game over.
This way, pals. We can take a breather in here. Home sweet home. At least I think. My head hurts trying to remember. There's gotta be some way to fight that thing. Oh, I used to think that, player. Hope is a crazy drug. It makes you do some stupid things, let me tell you.
No, Mr. Mouse. In times like these, hope is all you've got.
Gonna have to disagree with you there, sweet cheeks.
Sweet cheeks.
I've been running from that thing for a lifetime, I think. It might go away during the day, but no matter what I do, it always comes back at night. Always. Always. Always.
Whoa, calm down.
All this time. Oh, there, sweet cheeks.
Sweet cheeks.
I've been running from that thing for a lifetime, I think. It might go away during the day, but no matter what I do, it always comes back at night. Always. Always. Always.
Whoa, calm down.
All this time, only one emotion has kept me safe. Fear. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. You sure? Is that something we
Mr. Mouse, in time.
can fight that thing? Oh, I used to think that, player. Hope is a crazy drug. It makes you do some stupid things, let me tell you.
No, Mr. Mouse. In times like these, hope is all you've got.
Gonna have to disagree with you there, sweet cheeks.
Sweet cheeks.
I've been running from that thing for a lifetime, I think. It might go away during the day, but no matter what I do, it always comes back at night. Always. Always. Always.
Whoa, calm down.
All this time, only one emotion has kept me safe. Fear. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. You sure? Is that something we should be worried about? Heavens, no. No, all good here, friends. Just a little head cold is all. You should get some rest.
You sure we'll be safe here?
As long as my trusty candle stays lit. Now off to bed you go.
But there's only 2 beds here, Mr. Mouse.
Oh, I don't sleep much at all these days, which means I can keep watch. If you say so. Girlfriend, wake up! He's in the room!
What happened? Where's Mr. Mouse?
I don't know. I think that thing got him. And now he's gonna get us! Phew.
No time to celebrate. We gotta keep moving. What's that? Who's screaming?
No idea. It's coming from everywhere. Mr. Mouse, thank God you're okay. Come with us, Mr. Mouse. We don't have time to sit still. No, I don't want to run anymore.
What do you mean?
Why? We're out of time. Come on, Mr. Mouse. This is your home. We gotta keep running until we have a plan to defend it. I think the real Mr. Mouse has been gone for a long time now. What do you mean? What are you talking about? He and I are one now. I knew it! That gargoyle has been controlling him down for a second. Sunrise can't be far now.
Actually, Claire, about that, it's 10 a.m. already.
No, it can't be. Where's the sun?
With Mr. Mouse possessed, the gargoyle has total control of this realm. If he doesn't want the sun to rise, it won't. We're doomed.
Well, there's one more thing we can try.
Are you nuts? Look at how powerful that thing is. A rap battle is useless.
So is anything else. Wish me luck.
I think you're gonna need it.
Is anything else. Wish me luck.
I think you're gonna need it.
Defeated Matt again. Oh my god.
What happened?
No.
What matters is we're safe.
Did we forget the gargoyle problem?
No, Claire, look! It's finally over.
I hope so.
Me too.
It can't be. Where's the sun?
With Mr. Mouse possessed, the gargoyle has told that thing is.
What happened?
What matters is we're safe.
Did we forget the gargoyle problem?
No, Claire, look! It's finally over.
I hope so.
Me too. It's your favorite messy hair YouTuber trying to make this work. When I moved away from home, I promised my family it would just be for 1 year. Pretty soon though, 1 year turned into 10 years.
Well, that escalated quickly. See you next year. Peace. Oh, did I say 1? I meant 10.
Obviously, we grew apart during that time, but I still send them half my salary every single month.
Parents be like, wow, like getting paid to have a kid without having your kid around. Okay, girl, but where did you go?
Usually they'd send me excited voices notes when they received my money, but a few months passed where I didn't hear a peep from them, just the occasional thumbs up emoji. I started to get worried and decided to fly home and surprise them. It was long overdue. You see, I'd been working as a maid for a super rich family, and not once had they let me take a holiday.
So what did you do in those 10 years you spent in Europe?
I was a maid.
For 10 years, they kept me captive. I cleaned toilets and made them fruit platters for breakfast.
And told them that my dad was sick and that I needed to rush home. For all I knew, that could even be true. I expected them to tell me to go straight away, but instead they told me I couldn't leave, and that if I dared to, they'd fire me, so I got fired.
Whoa! What do you mean, take a day off? I know your parents could be very sick, perhaps dying, but who will do our dishes? Who's gonna make a little triangle in our toilet paper? That sucks.
They gave me 1 hour to pack up all my stuff, say bye to the kids, and get out. I couldn't believe it. Now I was even more excited to get home to my family.
Y'all ruthless.
I used up the last of my savings to buy the plane ticket, but I knew once I got home I could live with my parents and they would take care of me. Except when the taxi pulled up outside my parents' address, something didn't seem right. My dad loved gardening, but the garden looked like a wreck. Panic shot through my body. Something must have happened to him. I knew no one was in because the house was in darkness. I decided to just try the door in the hope that it would open, and I walked right in, and I'm not joking, it smelled like someone had died in there. I covered my nose and ran into the other 2 rooms in the house, but the place was deserted. Then I heard a shuffling sound, and my heart froze. My parents were still here after all. I turned around and said, "Surprise, I'm home!" Except instead of seeing my parents standing there, I was face to face with a huge, hairy guy. I screamed and asked what he was doing in my house, and before I could say anything more, he started running. "Hey, I'll call the police!"
Bro, what do you mean you call the police? You're a homeless person who just took over my parents' house. What have you done with them? That would be terrifying. You go to your parents' house after 10 years and find this dude.
He stopped running and came back up the path. Then he laughed and said, "Ain't nobody lived here a month, sweetie. I moved in when I saw the place was deserted. Finders keepers, right?" I couldn't believe it. Where were my parents? I had a really bad feeling. Had they just abandoned me?
First of all, that's illegal. And there's a real thing called squatting. Some homeless people will see a vacant house and then just move their self in. Ain't nobody live here. It's mine now.
I looked around the room and noticed there were some envelopes lying on the table. They had my handwriting on them. The guy saw me looking at them and said someone had been sending money to the house, and how sweet it was of them. I had to get to the police. My parents could be in danger. I don't know why, but I decided to look around just to make sure my parents weren't tied up somewhere.
Oh, this dude living the life. Yeah, I found an abandoned house. Oh, did I mention I get money in the mail every month for living here? She been working even half her paycheck. Just a bum who stole her parents' house.
The place was filthy, but seeing as I'd spent the last 10 years as a maid, I got to work and started cleaning the place.
What do a maid and a hobo have in common when they see a dirty house? It's free real estate.
Hours later, the guy came back, and as soon as he was inside, I asked him what he knew. He said he'd never even seen my parents, and that this place had been empty when he moved in. I didn't believe him at all. He looked scared and pulled out his phone to call the police.
What are you gonna tell the police? That's like me going to Walmart to steal a TV. And when they catch me stealing, I'm be like, stop right there. I can call 911 right now.
"That's my dad's phone," I shouted at him. Then he looked at me and said, well, it was here when I moved in, so I just sort of claimed it. I asked him about the thumbs up emojis, and he said he was just being polite. And then he said, "Oh, so you're Anna then. Thanks for the money, doll. You've been a real help."
Oh, I don't know how she's just not like losing her mind right now. Dude, I mean, this dude's gonna die real quick.
I tried calling my mom's number, and suddenly I heard a phone ringing, dug around in a sleeping bag, and pulled out my mom's phone. I gave up. I'd just have to go to the police. I was too scared to call them in front of this guy, so I told him I'd go try to find my parents, and I'd pop back around soon. I ran out of there with my suitcase, and then I called the police, who said they'd be right over. I decided I'd go speak to the neighbors in the meantime and see if anyone remembered me and could tell me anything about my parents.
This dude obviously ate them and absorbed their power.
But there was no one around. In fact, it looked like a ghost street. Had everyone just moved out? I remembered my parents had mentioned they might move because there were rumors all the houses here were going to be torn down. Well, maybe that was what had happened. Maybe they just moved? The police arrived 30 minutes later, and they went into the house to have a word with the hairy guy. After a while, they came back out and said this whole neighborhood was due to be torn down any week now, so those squatters could do whatever they liked. "But it's my house," I said. The policeman looked bored and said I could come down to the station and file a proper report.
What? No way. That's how mafia works. Not real life, not the law. He has their cell phones. What did he do with the people?
Why wouldn't my parents tell me if they moved? This made no sense. When we got to the station, I told them my name. They typed something into their computer and looked up at me confused. Sorry, ma'am, but it says here you live abroad? Duh, but I was back now, and I didn't have time for this.
Are you from Europe? Oh no, we can't help you here. Sorry.
And when I gave their names, they said they'd left the country a couple of months ago, and therefore they couldn't help me. I made quite a scene, and eventually they asked me to leave, or they'd have to call the chief police officer.
Who the heck is just gonna fly and leave the country? Oh, we're gonna look for our daughter. Oh, but we're gonna leave our cell phones in our old house. You know, with the service and the messages keep going through them. I'm like confused.
I walked the streets for a bit before finding a little cafe. So I flopped into a seat by the window and just ordered coffee after coffee while I tried to figure out what to do. I heard someone screaming. I looked outside and there was an old woman by the window staring and pointing at me. I quickly went out to see if she was okay, and she started praying and shaking her head. The ghost of Anna is here. Oh Lord, why? She kept muttering to herself over and over again. And then I recognized her. It was my grandma's best friend. My grandma had died when I was little, so we'd lost touch with her over the years. I tried to calm her down and told her I wasn't a ghost, that I was alive, and I needed her help.
Weird stuff starts to happen when you drink 5 cups of coffee. I would be seasoned like me after 2 cups.
I told her I'd been living abroad and had just come home because I hadn't heard from my parents in ages. She then told me that she'd seen my parents about 2 months ago, and they'd been hysterical, saying I'd died, so they'd left to go and collect my body. She said no one had seen or heard from them since, but that there had been a rumor going around that they decided to stay abroad because they were too sad to come home without me. This was crazy. I was clearly alive. Why would my parents think I died?
This just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Like, what is going on here? Did you your phone? Sorry, we've become social vegans. Why did they think she died? And maybe she got an Android? Mother and father started sending the texts, and they were green. How will I know if she got them? There's only one explanation. She died.
But why did they think I was dead when I was messaging them this whole time? I asked her, and the old lady looked at me and said, your boss sent a letter to them saying that there had been some kind of accident, and you sadly passed away.
What? Wow, pure scumbaggery. Y'all clean the mafia's house or something? Why are these people so sketchy? This way she'll be our babe forever.
Why would my boss do that? I mean, he didn't treat me that well, but he wasn't cruel. I didn't get it. I needed to call my boss and ask him about this. He didn't pick up, though. I tried dozens of times, but he just ignored. What did I expect? He fired me. Suddenly, things started to make more sense. The way my boss had been so quick to fire me and told me not to bother coming back. Why had I let him treat me like that? But to tell my parents I died? That was too much. He could go to prison for this. I left the old lady and ran back to the police station. I told them the whole story, and then I gave them my boss's number and asked if they could call him.
Ma'am, this is the Wendy's drive-thru. We don't have anything like that on the menu.
They could see I was getting frantic, and finally they started to take me seriously. The chief assured me that they'd do some investigating, and then I gave them my number and hurried back to my parents' house. I wanted to ask the hairy guy some more questions. As I ran home, I couldn't stop thinking about my boss. How could he do this? My poor parents.
How dare she leave? No, who's gonna cut my melon every morning? My wife can't even make toast.
I noticed the hairy guy was sitting outside with a woman who I assumed was Margot. Luckily, it was dark by then, so I managed to walk along without being seen. They were chatting quite loudly, and what they said shook me to my core. To be honest, I ain't sure she believed
If you're
what I
not
said
watching the
about us
Super
being
Mario
so
Brothers Super
When she
Show,
figures out
you're
that
gonna
there's
turn
one
into a
country
Goomba.
she doubts me to get on the run again. Maybe we can try our luck again in the next town. Then Margot laughed and said, I can't believe they fell for it. It was too easy, wasn't it? Let's just pack up quickly and get out of here before the police get onto us. I couldn't believe it. So they'd done this, not my boss. They were criminals.
What? So some homeless couple just show up to their doorstep, and they're like, your daughter, she's dead. When did you go to Europe and see her? Don't forget to leave your cell phone's mail key, credit card, and social security number, and don't bother canceling any of your utility bills. I could take care of the house if you wanted me to. Scumbag!
I was too scared to confront them, so I quickly called the police and asked them to come to my parents' address. They arrived just in time. The hairy guy and Margot were almost all packed up and were heading out to an old beat-up car, which I recognized as my dad's old car. Of course, well, they didn't make it any further than the garden path before the police arrested them. They'd called my old boss, and of course, course, he'd known nothing about
Why?
this and hadn't seen my parents. I needed...
Oh, whoa, whoa, ah! Ow!
Yourself.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Let it go. I'll be right back.
It's the same, Kana. It's the same.
right back. We'll do the next of the songs next time. But for now, oh my god. What can I be this guy? He's half my size. He's half my size. Beep
Three, fight!
Now Matt is real mad. But I can tell that this is not his real power. Before he was real mad. You know what? We'll just finish this up later. See ya next time. Ha 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 ha. Bye bye.